Okay, this is our second part. It did print fully. There's a couple issues that I identified right away that we're going to discuss, but then we will kind of have a way how we can measure this, the flatness of it. I'm kind of getting ahead of myself. Let me just... So whenever I look at this part, the first thing that I notice is I got a brim right here under this point of contact, and I got a brim under here under this point of contact, which indicates to me that the printer only realized that this point and this point are supposed to be making actual positive contact with the board, which is confusing because we did go in and make all these parts perfectly flat, and I actually think I even got that on film. So we could do some more detective work to figure out why it seems kind of like this is like a high spot and this is a high spot, or, you know, if it was upside down, this is like a high spot and this is a high spot. So maybe even though I tried to set it flat, it just, it doesn't get flat because it's not flat. Why that seems unusual to me is because this is actually one of the parts that I split horizontally. So I like, this is actually the bottom of the helmet. It's actually like that, the side piece. So because I split it, I definitely was assuming that my separation would be perfectly flat. And it's possible that's not why this happened. It's really something we can't know for sure until we dig into it a little more. However, what I wanted to do, while this part's still on the build plate, I want to show you how we can actually measure and see how off it is. So I got a piece of paper, all right? It's a regular 20-pound bond piece of paper, all right? A piece of paper, 20-pound bond, is approximately that thick, 1/256th of an inch. So what I'm gonna do, you know, this plate, this glue, it's like, it's so dried, it's really not sticky or it's not hardly gummy at all anymore. So what I want to do is I'm going to tear off a little piece of this paper, and I'm going to see how easy it is to get fitment from this paper under this edge. Okay, so if I go 1 ply, I can get the paper under the edge. Same thing over here, I bet. Let's see. Yeah, if I go 1 ply, I can get that paper under that corner. Same thing in the middle, I bet. I'd be willing to bet. I have to go with the corner. And it's kind of hard to tell because obviously paper's flimsy. I don't have any shims here. You could also do this with like a steel shim. That would be a little more rigid and easier to push in there. But it kind of looks like basically just the very tip of this piece of paper is able to pass under the very edge. So let's talk about what that means. The thickness of this piece of paper is 1/256th of an inch. That's pretty small, you guys. It's like, I don't want to say it's negligible, because obviously for some applications, a gap of that much could cause an issue. But the thing is, with this part, we're gonna have to actually like assemble these pieces with glue and then use Bondo or something to like fill in the gap. Just for fun, I want to check and see if I double fold. See, I just folded this thing over, so I have like a corner here that is 2 ply. I'm gonna just see if I can get this under there. I don't think that I can because of how hard it was to get one under. I cannot. I almost can, but it won't slip under. So I have somewhere between a 256th of gappage and a 128th of gappage, which is basically going to be fine. So what we're going to do is I'm going to let this one be. I'm not going to readjust it. I'm just going to print it, and we're going to roll with this. Maybe there was some warpage that occurred, but it's not enough. It's measurably, it's not enough that's going to be really an issue. So we're going to keep it running and go on to the next part. And when we go back and reprint these at 100% infill, this may become a problem because the bacon curling warpage effect tends to be more exaggerated when you go with a higher amount of infill. This one that's only 20% infill is probably going to it's a little bit more forgiving as far as like warpage and things like that. So, okay, thank you, everybody. See you in the next one.